Hello, darling. I thought you'd never get rid of that girl.
What are you doing here?
Waiting for you.
What's the hospital?
I didn't like it there.
How did you get here?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Welcome back to ookumspookumpodast. I am Sarah, your Gen X, love and light, hippy dippy, you know, all the good stuff representative. And with me, as always, is
Tara, your other co-host, Lord of Hatred and Darkness, all the things that creepy crawly in the night. And we got a fun one for you folks, breaking some form today.
We sure are. We are doing a ghost story night. So at the shop that I work at, we actually have the first Saturday of the month is ghost story night. We get together, we kind of just share our stories, usually personal ones that have happened to us. And I thought we could bring some of that energy in tonight because I love ghosts. I mean, it may be summer and it's 10,000 degrees and Halloween is nowhere in sight. But I went to the beach this week and I didn't want to work. So we're going casual tonight with ghosts, coast to coast.
Ghost, coast to coast.
We're going to be doing ghost stories periodically on the show. Probably have some people on as guests. But tonight it's just the two of us creeping each other out even more than usual. And also feel free to write in with any stories that you would like us to have on the show. Ghost related, cryptid related, that sort of a thing. Any kind of...
ookumspookumpodast at gmail.com.
Yep.
Submit your stories and maybe we'll feature you on the show.
Sweet. Okay. So, Tara, do you love ghosts?
I fucking love ghosts. I like that they're freaky and I can't see them.
I have seen one, actually once. That was terrifying. So, be glad you can't see them. I love ghosts too. I always have, ever since I was a little girl. I love them figuratively and literally. I even have a ghost boyfriend who'll come up later. Yeah, tell me something scary.
If you didn't have mucus in your stomach, it would digest itself in about 7 hours.
I meant ghost story.
Oh, okay.
That's just effing gross.
Generally, most of my ghost experiences have been a lot more feeling than seeing, which I think is fairly common. Like, actual, clap eyeballs on spirit seems to be far less common. I tend to see it in the mind's eye sort of way that you do, like when you're communing or doing astral projection, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Man, I don't have too many ghost stories, but the ones that I have upset me.
Oh.
They're the ones that genuinely made me change some amount of my behavior. And I'm extra pissed because we chose a format that does not include pictures, and I actually drew a lot of the ghosts that I encountered when I was younger.
We could put them up on the website.
You know what? Feature them later.
Yeah. So, I was thinking, before we get into the meat of the ghost stories, we have some incense going. I've got a little rose quartz hanging out by me. There's a white candle behind you. Maybe we should light that and feel a little bit more protected. How does that feel to you?
That sounds good.
It's always a good idea, too. Oh, do you need the lighter?
Call in Hades, all the gods of death.
When we're going into a spooky ghost story mode, we want to make sure that we are protecting our space and ourselves. So we got the white candle burning. You can't see it, but it's there. It's lovely.
Wear your seatbelt, kiddos.
Exactly, always. So, Tara, tell me something scary. Ghost stories, not mucus stomach.
So, one of the most vivid experiences that I ever had with ghosts, and I think I've told you this one before, was when I went to Colonial Williamsburg.
Yeah.
Which I know is oh, please, you went on the fucking ghost tour. And I was like, yeah, I did. And what? It was fun. It was fucking freaky. It was very, very dark. Most people were going when it was sunset. And my group got real lucky, and there was not a shred of light anywhere. So we got the full experience. And we were taken around to different houses, and different churches and things that had stories. And I only really saw 3 of them, or 3 of the ones that they described, or at least, had the presence of. The last one is the one I'm referring to in this case. And those of you that may know your Civil War history know that Williamsburg was actually the site of a Civil War hospital as well as an inconclusive battle that mostly existed to let the Confederates retreat back into their own territory.
Okay, I'm stopping you there because I didn't know that it was both a colonial sitch and also a Civil War sitch.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of trauma.
So it's like
here.
war on top of war.
Yep, just
Oh, Virginia, we love you so.
There's blood in our grass everywhere. And she, like, I didn't know what this place was originally because I had been coming to Colonial Williamsburg since I was 11 years old.
Rock candy.
Fucking rock candy.
Wax.
Wax.
To seal letters.
Yes, fucking shout out to the people at the cheese shop. Everything you make is fucking amazing, and you should be proud of yourselves. And one of your employees looks a little bit like Ray Fiennes at its creamy.
No. I have to go for cheese and Ray Fiennes.
He's your age.
He's not my fucking age, dude.
Not Ray Fiennes, the guy at the cheese shop.
Oh, okay. It's like, I'm not that old.
I didn't think you were in your 60s. Damn.
All right, back to the fucking ghost. Stop taking the piss out of me.
So I went to this place and I kept noticing this lone pine tree out like right in the back corner of one of the close houses, and there's like a little clearing where a building should have been. And that tree, I just felt like I was being pulled into it, like the dolly zoom in a movie, you know. And over time, like as she was describing what this place was used for, I felt hands go around my neck, like something was trying to strangle me. I just this feeling of tightness and panic and fear for no good reason. Like, I was looking wide-eyed at everyone else like, are y'all fucking seeing this shit? And I will tell you what that tree once was. That is where they would pile the amputated limbs. The Civil War hospital that stood there was basically run by a bloodmonger, and they literally described, like, the gutters near the hospital would just be red all the time.
Trigger warning.
This is a ghost story thing. You thought this shit was going to get PG.
True.
And I couldn't explain how. I'm sure there's probably some amount of suggestion here, but it's like I could see them trying to find their legs. I even dreamt about it later that night. Men just, like, crawling on whatever they had left. Hands, fucking using your own chin to propel yourself forward on the grass. Trying to find what was taken from you in that pile. And genuinely, it was one of the most upsetting experiences of my life. And everyone else around me didn't seem to fucking notice a thing. The biggest reactions out of everyone in my group came at a place that just felt like no one was home, you know? Sometimes, like, the really big haunted places, I feel like I don't think anything's in here anymore. I think maybe there used to be, but either something has moved in and is just siphoning the attention, or I don't know, the memory is more of a draw than the actual spirit itself. But I will never step anywhere fucking close to that pine tree in Williamsburg. If you ever go, I feel like you know exactly which one I'm talking about. Fuck that. And unfortunately, there's a lot of Civil War ghosts in this country. Like, a lot. It's almost like making brother fight brother over slaves is fucked up or something.
So I live on the outskirts of the Manassas battlefield, and that shit is spooky. I've actually not seen anything there. The one time that I did see a full body apparition, I was going to tell that story, okay? Ooh. So picture it. I'm in college, so this would have been around like 2001 maybe. Area.
Yeah, what was it like without running water?
It was great. Fucking awesome. We just put perfume on and called it a day.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Dolce & Gabbana. Which somebody stole from my house. Okay, that's another story. So, basically, my girlfriend, Layla, and I decided we were going to go to Chicago to visit some friends of mine. girlfriend is in a friend that's a girl. Not my girlfriend.
All those sapphics, we love you.
We do. But we went to go visit a friend of mine in Chicago, and we stayed overnight in the mountains outside of Pittsburgh. And I remember we were sober that night because we were going to get up early and drive, which is pretty rare for me in college to be sober. But we were sober, and we were smoking cigarettes in the room, watching. I remember we were watching. There used to be this show on VH1 called Behind the Music.
I think I've heard of this.
Yeah, which was like documentaries kind of about different bands. And we were watching the one on TLC.
That's common.
It was great. She set the house on fire. Anyway, so we watched that, and then we went to bed. And I woke up sometime in the middle of the night, probably around, it's probably 3 a.m. would be the proper time. And I'm looking over the other side of the room because we're in separate beds. Standing over her bed is a woman, like an old woman, wearing old-timey clothes. I know that's cliche, but she was. And she had this look on her face of like I couldn't tell if it was rage or terror, but there was something very, very, very upsetting about it. Like wide eyes and just like open mouth, and she was pointing at my friend like something bad was going to happen. And
I don't like that.
No, fuck no, neither did I. I lay there until basically she kind of like disapparated, I guess is the word I would use.
Discorporeated.
Yes, she did that. And I just kind of laid there with my eyes open until the sun came up, and I told Layla later that day. And she's like, "Oh, great, I'm going to die." And I was like, "Probably, yeah." I mean, she didn't.
I mean, reasonable conclusion.
She didn't. She's kicking it in the Mediterranean right now.
Good for her.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was terrifying. And I was like, maybe it was just a trick of the smoke with the blinds in the hotel room. And I'm like, it was straight up a fucking woman, and she was terrified. So, I do know that my friend had a string of bad luck after that. So that might have been what it was about.
I wonder if it's some kind of like vengeful spirit was in that house and just decided, you know what, fuck you specifically.
Could be. I mean, I've definitely been in homes with some vengeful ass spirits, I'll tell you that much. I had this is not one of the stories I'm going to go into, but I did have a house situation when I was crashing at my ex-boyfriend's house all the time, and that house was it was like this emotional vortex of like sucking everybody into this horrible depression. And then as soon as we moved out, everybody was fine. Yep. So I definitely think I had a friend of mine that lived there at the time, and he was just like, "There's something about this fucking house, man. Like everybody's just." It was like The Shining.
Sometimes it's just like the way it is. Sometimes like houses, they either cling on to whatever events happen there, bad energy, stuff like that, or sometimes the house is just built in a place that has other than the fact that it sounds very reductive, just bad vibes. Like,
I mean it's Alexandria, Virginia, so the odds of something bad happening on that soil are pretty fucking high. You know?
Also, like the mountains and mountains of soldiers probably doesn't help.
No, doesn't help. All right, back over to you.
Okay, so this is one from when I was younger. So this is when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I remember the house that I grew up in was fairly big for Oklahoma. I actually spent the early years of my life at a different, very small house, and then hopping between places as this one was built. And it was nice. I mean, I grew up in Oklahoma. Picture whatever you want to. And I remember going to sleep, just like, putting myself to bed. One of my walls was pink as a kid, and I would also cover it with like magazine clippings because my mom wouldn't let me paint or like put pictures up.
Same on both counts. Although I was allowed, but I had lots of clippings and pink walls.
Yes. And I had the one window in my room was really high up, and it was sort of like a half moon shape. And as the sun was setting, I could see like the sort of twilight blue fade into black and all of that. And I would lay in my bed, and I would usually listen to whatever my mom downloaded on my MP3 player at the time, so usually Pink or something. And I just remember like the way that you fall asleep as a kid with the music is also the crickets, right? That's how you know how hot it is outside. And they just weren't there. And this is like the middle of summer. They should be. And I lived on a half acre of land. And I just remember, because there wasn't like a window that I could pull aside, right? I'm like 8 years old. I'm tiny and it's all the way up there. And I just remember the feeling like someone was on the other side of the wall. I don't know whether it was like a man or some kind of... It just felt vaguely human, and like it was watching. And it's not like the shadow people, because the shadow people can enter homes. That's not difficult for them, but all they want to do is watch. And I've had like my fair share of run-ins with the shadow people. Most folks have. I cannot describe this other than the fact that it felt like some kind of spirit or entity was just waiting.
I don't like that.
Nope, very unpleasant. I still, to this day, don't know what the fuck that was.
No, I would prefer for that to not happen. I don't want things waiting or watching or doing anything other than minding their own fucking business. All right, so that brings us to a story of mine. Used to have a friend. Actually, she was the ex-girlfriend of that guy that was in that house that I was just talking about. And we were pretty close for a while, and then she turned out to be a shitty person. So I'm just going to call her Hortense, because I don't like that name. So Hortense
is a very old name.
Yes, exactly. So I'm hoping I'm not offending any Hortense.
Also the name of one of Napoleon's daughters.
Okay. That helps things at all. That doesn't even make sense. It wasn't English. Okay, so Hortense had a house up in College Park, Maryland, and she had warned me before I ever stepped foot in the house, when we were pretty close at the time. She was like, yeah, there's something weird here, like there's things have moved, you know what I mean, like the books have flown off of shelves and stuff, and I was like, okay, not too worried about it, like I'm not like an overly scared person when it comes to things like that. But I would end up sleeping on the couch in her living room, and I could hear footsteps walking around the coffee table, which is literally like 2 feet away from my head. And there was just steps creaking along, walking around the fucking table. And I'm like, okay, so I decide I'm not going to sleep on the couch anymore. So the next time she and I hung out and I stayed over, I stayed in her daughter's room because her daughter was like at a sleepover. Yeah. And I had the door open, and I could feel somebody watching me all night, like just literally just staring and watching. And I was like, I don't fucking like this at all. But I decided not to go back there at night anymore, but like during the day was fine as far as I was concerned. This is where it gets a little scary. So she decided to move, and it was this house that had been cut up into like apartments, but for some reason she had basement access. I don't remember exactly why that was, but she had basement access, and she's like, can you help me move some of the stuff that's in the basement out of storage into the moving van or truck or whatever? I'm like the worst person in the world to do that kind of shit, but I was like, sure, why not? Go to the fucking basement, and it looks like something like out of Ed Gein's Crawl Space. Like, it is the scariest looking basement I've ever seen in my life. It was so stereotypically serial killer basement shit. And I was like, okay, fine, we're just gonna try to get through this as quickly as we can before it gets dark. I don't want to fucking be here. So we're doing the do. We get it done. The whole time I'm like cold chills, like just feeling really, really. It looked like the fucking Blair Witch basement. Like, it was bad.
Why does every ghost story that we tell sound like the beginning of a Conjuring movie? Like,
ghosts are not super original, I think.
Well, they're not, but also like, contrary to the way that we're presenting this and the fun of it and everything, most ghosts are like pretty harmless, or don't really want to hurt you, if they even can. Sometimes it just be a little freaky like that.
Yeah, so I was getting freaked out, but we get it done, and I'm going up the stairs, and she's like, look at this, and she points at the door, and there are claw marks on the door. And
fuck that, dude. Burn the house down.
Yeah, and then I come out and she goes, look at that, and there's a lock on the outside of the door. Yep, that's my College Park story. She also says she saw a UFO above that house too, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, Maryland is actually, if you're interested.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
If you're interested in spooky Maryland stuff, go to Ellicott City. We were talking about it earlier today. It's a beautiful old town, and it has lots and lots and lots of very scary ghost stuff, some of which I've experienced. And I highly recommend. And there's a really good Indian restaurant in Catonsville, which is right near there. So it's called Indian Delight. Go there. Okay. Back to you.
Yeah, so I gotta say, I feel like I have significantly less like personal ghost stories. I know a lot of historical ones.
Mm-hmm.
I know like a lot of rumors and different places that I've lived have been supposedly haunted. I mean, obviously, we live in Northern Virginia on, like, the border-ish of D.C. There's some fuck shit going on here.
Oh, man, D.C., we're going to do a whole episode on that.
Stay tuned, kids. But, honestly, in Oklahoma, it's kind of weird. This is the happy, fun, yippee ghost story episode. There's a lot of like racism when it comes to ghosts, and just like, oh, an Indian was buried on the property and now he's haunting our bones, and it's like, okay, let's what if we came to like a normal conclusion. But a lot of the whole like cowboys, Indians, outlaws is very much baked into Oklahoma's culture, and that includes like Route 66 that goes through it. Yeah, for those of you that watch Cars, that was a weirdly emotional film for me, because I lived in the place that it talks about, and a lot of the things that it mentions about getting passed over basically by the freeway was a lot of my experience. And it's just, you see remnants of lives that are just over. They're just gone. And I know that's sounds very silly, because obviously, that's what dying is. But there is a town in Oklahoma called Celeste, and I drove through it once because we took a weird way back. This is Christmas Day, by the way, from my Aunt Kelly's house in Tulsa. And there is no one alive in that town. Nobody. There's just houses and like children's toys, like those little like plastic like bikes and things, littered everywhere. It's not even that it's like dirty. There's just no one alive to care for it or live there anymore. And when I drove past that place, it's almost like these walls have eyes sort of thing, where because nobody was there, I really wonder if they just were absorbed into it somehow. That the living memory of an entire place just disappearing. Does anybody remember that? Does it leave a mark? Does it leave an impression of any sort? I don't know. I sure as shit didn't stop. I wasn't looking to find out. It was Christmas. I was going home for some eggnog. But it was a very strange comparison to go from my Aunt Kelly's house, where my father was one of 6 children. So you can imagine how many cousins I had, and they all suck, to nothing.
Yeah. Something about those liminal, like, empty spaces, I think our imagination tries to conjure things to fill it, right?
Yeah.
And so that can sometimes, if we're in a particular feisty kind of mood, get a little scary, you know? So it's like your brain kind of superimposes this thing onto it. So even if it was completely harmless, it can still be scary. And it may not have been completely harmless. There might have been some real weird shit happening there.
Yeah. I mean, I love ghost towns. Yeah. That's my thing. One of my favorite, I'm sorry, I'm co-opting your next segment. One of my favorite haunted places, just like period, is Hampton Court. So that is the palace, one of the palaces anyway, of King Henry VIII. That is also where Catherine Howard was arrested and basically held until she was executed. And legend has it that she like when the guards were taking her away, she slipped out from their hold and ran screaming down the gallery hall to find Henry, right, who she thought was praying in the chapel, to beg for her life, explain herself, whatever, because she was being tried for adultery that she did not commit. By the way, Catherine Howard is 15 at this time, and he was not there. Henry had a very fun habit of fucking off right before his wives would die or something bad would happen, so he didn't actually have to witness it or feel responsible for it, I think. And after she was taken to the Tower of London and beheaded, supposedly people still hear someone running up and down the halls and screaming, like absolutely terrified. Now, historically, there's a lot of reasons why this probably didn't happen. The Queen's chambers were actually really, like almost a direct path to the chapel, whereas the gallery hall is sort of like a block that's unnecessary if you're trying to go as fast as possible. But Hampton Court remains, like, one of the most haunted places in England, if not the world, to this day. Like, people still take photos. There is, oh my fucking god, the freakiest fucking video of a fire escape door, right? So this is out of the way of most staff, especially like costume staff, right? And this is important in a minute. But this is in 2003, and there is footage of a man who appears to be wearing some kind of hood and like the collar that's reminiscent of the period, opening the doors over and over again. Just one at a time, not both, and then just closing them. And this happened apparently for like 3 days. And like anybody who like knows fire escapes, right? Those things are fucking heavy. Yeah. You don't do that on accident. So I love places that have attachments to them, because I feel like you can just really feel it. Do you have like a favorite haunted place?
Westminster Abbey.
Yeah! England is freaky!
Westminster Abbey, there's fucking bodies everywhere. It's like they're in the benches, they're in the ground, they're in crypts, they're in, like, it's just in the walls. Like, they're just everywhere. I know, I really want to go to Paris, just for the cemetery alone, but...
Hello, little catacombs.
So yes, Westminster Abbey was freaky as shit. And lovely. It was a really cool place. But, yeah, so back to a personal one of mine. This is kind of an interesting one because it is, I think it's ghost, but it could also be something else entirely. And I kind of want your take on it. I know that I've told this story at Ghost Story Night before. I don't know if you've heard it yet. Okay. But, I would actually be very interested in your thoughts on this. So.
I am intrigued, titillated, fascinated. Continue.
Okay, so scene is, I'm living in DC at the time. This was actually not that long ago. This was before COVID, but not too far before COVID. So it's probably like 2018, 2017. Yeah. Living by myself for the first time. I've always had roommates or boyfriends or parents or something, you know. So I'm in my own apartment, and in Glover Park, which is this really old neighborhood, kind of at the top of Georgetown, which is also an old neighborhood. But Georgetown's like super nice. Glover Park can be nice. There's parts of it that are nice. The building I lived in was not nice. Yeah, it was like old, and yeah, it was.
Is this South DC at this point? No, not yet.
No, okay. I've lived in Southeast twice, and I've lived in Northwest twice, and it's in Northwest. Okay. So I was living on my own for the first time, and I remember I watched, it was when it came out, so this will tell you what year it was. It was when The Haunting of Hill House, the TV show, came on. That shit is so scary, dude. No. Terrifying. And I don't get I don't get scared about movies ever because I have this ability to know that it's not real.
You're but, I seen worse. Next.
But then this, yeah, so it was like already kind of planting this image. It was around Halloween time. And so I'm watching a lot of scary movies and everything like that.
I was in high school when that came out. People were like talking about it constantly, and I refused. No, thank you. I got enough trauma.
It's good. It's very well done.
I know it's like Everything Everywhere All at Once, where it's like I know it is going to absolutely wreck me, and I am not at a point in my life where I can take that.
Understood. That was like me the other day when we saw Jackass, and I saw that picture of young Johnny with Bam and fucking Dawn, and I was like, I'm gonna cry.
Good movie, by the way, y'all. Check out Jackass. Best and last in theaters.
Yeah, we did that.
We're not paid to do this. Just do it.
Yeah, we did that the other day, and then went to the spa. It was fucking great. Queen for a day.
Queen for a day.
So I'm living in this shitty ass apartment in Northwest DC, and scaring myself a little bit, to be fair. And I decide, this was before I got into this stuff, like, as much as I am now, in terms of the woo-woo shit, right? Mm-hmm. So, I went to a psychic, and my friend had recommended it to me, and was like, she's very gifted, like, in terms of, like, she's good and accurate.
Yeah.
But she warned me that she wasn't scrupulous, and I remember, like, not remembering that part, and I went to see this woman thinking that she was just going to be, like, good.
That's a weird self-report.
Yeah, I know. It was really weird. What do you mean?
Like, what do you mean you're not scrupulous?
Like, there was something about her that was kind of shady.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And she admitted this.
No. My friend told me this.
Okay, I was going to say, hello, I'm a psychic. I'm bad at my job.
No. No. But she was definitely somebody that was, like, kind of trying to hook me. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you need to come back all the time. And, like, you know, if you give me $500, I'll get your ex back for you. I'm like, I don't want him back, motherfucker. Like, I wanted him gone to begin with.
And also, brother, I can do that with, like, $4 and some panties, okay? Like, you don't gotta be charging that much.
No, exactly. So she was, so at any rate, I'd given her, this is going to sound like really, really, really stupid, and I am just telling on myself. We listen and we don't judge. I gave her a picture, right, for her to hold on to, okay? And she gave me a crystal and a candle, and I, like, left, and when I talked to my friend, she was like, no, that's the one that's, like, really fucked up. Like, she did something to me where, like, their energy was manipulated. My friend ended up feeling, like, suicidal for the only time in her life. Like, it was just a very big, it was oppressive. It scared the shit out of me. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going back to this woman. I, like, cleansed everything with salt, which is, like, my first time cleansing things with salt. I was, like, really excited.
Oh, baby's first cleanse.
Yes, exactly. Put it in moving water. Actually even talked to my parents' priest about it, which is hilarious because I'm very not Christian. But I'm like, say a prayer, please, just on the off chance.
Honestly, like, this is going to sound insane because it's me. I've walked into confession booths.
Yeah.
Just to say something.
Yeah.
Just to hear someone else's opinion that lives a wholly, completely diametrically opposed life to me.
Yeah. I mean, there's things to be found in every corner of the world, right?
Yeah.
So the other thing that happened, though, two things came out of this where I was very scared. One of which is there was a plague of flies that came into my house. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Why are there, like, hundreds of flies in my house? Mm-hmm. And I called the people, and I was like, you know, the landlord.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so there's some flies. I'm not really into it. You know, can you tell me what's going on? Is there, like, a dead mouse or something somebody needs to come clean up? Mm-hmm. And they're like, we know what the problem is, and we're working on it. And then they hung up. And I was like, okay, so somebody fucking died.
Yeah, probably. Oh, okay. That's anytime some like fuck shit happens like that, and they just go, we're handling it. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So where's the corpse in the floorboards? Like, where is it?
Yeah. So, plague of flies, and they're dealing with it. And then I remember, like, a nice little cute little post note to that was, in this creepy ass apartment building, which was built in, it looked like maybe the 60s or 70s. It was totally run down. It was, like, just damp. It was just horrible. I'm like, we had to pay our rent in this little, like, through, like, a little door, like, mail slot in the door.
Paying for rent like you're buying crack. Oh,
it was weird, yeah. And it was in the basement of the building, which was just weird. It was all weird. And I remember going down into that basement and just seeing the whole ground covered in flies, and it looked like, because they're like, it's not just your apartment, and we know what it is, but it's not a rat, and we're taking care of it. And the whole ground, it looked like that scene in Gone with the Wind with all the soldiers, you know what I mean?
Oh my god!
Dude, I'm like, flies everywhere. And so I'm thinking, like, okay, either somebody died in this building, or there's demons, or there's fucking demons.
Were the flies dead, or were they alive?
Dead.
They're all dead.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the other thing that happened when I was in that apartment was, I guess I was scaring the shit out of myself, and for good reason. Lots was going on. And I
Brother,
also,
if the fly holocaust was happening downstairs, yeah, fuck that, dude.
yeah, I was only there for a year. I moved out like the day. But the other thing too is that this is also very strange, but I had this chair. It was an easy chair, like a recliner, and I always had I have this pillow with it's like a picture of Frida Kahlo on it.
Yeah.
And I was terrified of that corner of my house for some reason, where the chair was. Like, it just felt like there was something evil there. And every time I go, I wouldn't even look at it. And sometimes I would look at it if, like, at night by accident, and I would, like, catch her, like, picture of Frida out of, like, the corner of my eyes.
Cried blood.
And her eyes didn't cry blood, but, like, she looked different. Like, she looked like scary.
Oh, dear.
She looked fucking scary. And I'm sure that it's just the way the pillow was sitting and the fact that there's all this suggestion. But it's all fucking scary.
Yeah.
I had to have the priest bless things. I had to, like, cleanse everything, and everything went fine. And that's actually one of the reasons why I love this place so much that we work at, because we don't have psychics that do shit like that. Okay, we don't have people A, working against you, or B, feeding you a bunch of bullshit, or telling you that you need to come back for a $500 love spell. Like, when I found this place, I was like, oh my god, like, there's people I can trust, and there's people that are doing a good job. But yeah, that was definitely, I was thinking possibly even demons. I don't know. I mean, literally, so Georgetown is where The Exorcist was filmed.
Yep.
And that's just another little layer of creepiness to the factor. I lived about a mile from the Exorcist house.
Yep. It's actually a tradition for people around here to take photos on the Exorcist stairs. It's very fun.
Yeah. It is not fun to walk up them, though.
No. So good. My one enemy. Stairs. But no, okay.
So what's your opinion on that shit?
So, my personal opinion is kill it with fire. My professional one, I really want to know what's inside the house. Because something tells me either someone had been, like, stuffing corpses into just everywhere, whether animal, people, I don't know. The flies were responding to it, and then they basically, like, gas them or poison, whatever, which is why they're all on the ground. Other thing, anytime I hear about flies, obviously I'm a demonologist, goes straight to Beelzebub, right? Now, in my practice, right, demons are not, again, this is not The Conjuring, as far as my worldview is concerned. There are entities that are like that, but they're more parasitic than they are demonic. That term really only makes sense to Christians, at least in this context. But I would not be there's so many questions I have of just, like, what is the history of the building? What happened on the property? Like, stuff that I'm never gonna get, right? But honestly, it sounds to me like whoever that psychic was either tried to, like, nuke you for no fucking reason, which, like, I have never even cast a hex that is that strong because I've never had to, and I have hex people that have done horrendous things that I will not repeat on this podcast, and I have never done that to somebody. Yeah. Which makes me wonder if it was an accident.
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe it was an accident, but I know that there's something messed up about her because she's seen a couple of my friends and they've all reported that some bad shit went down after they saw her. Yeah. So I just don't chance it, but
she may be channeling something in order to receive her power. Mm-hmm.
That's too much for her, kind of thing.
Too much, likely. Or the payment for people that displease her and to contain and manage that power is to basically lash themselves upon whoever refuses this woman, which is a legitimate agreement that some practitioners make, where they basically either forcibly enslave an entity or spirit to their will, or sometimes it's a contract where it's willing on both parties. Sometimes it's a construct, so something that you actually made, and made with the express purpose of being a servant or to draw energy from. None of the above things have I ever engaged with. All of the sort of contracts or deals I've made with have been with like greater entities, so like deities, demons, things like that. And it's never been like, all right, I'll give you money for your firstborn, right? Or, you know, I will siphon off energy from you throughout your day or certain interactions. But there are practitioners who do that, who make really, really fucked deals to get an immense amount of power, and they have to pay for it somehow, and it's either you or them.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it feels like, actually. That does seem to be the way that it was, yeah. And,
especially if this is a repeated instance, because I'm assuming, obviously, none of your friends bought that.
No, yeah, I mean, this person has been doing readings for a long, long, long time, and so it's been over the course of maybe 20 or so years that my friends have seen her.
Okay.
The other thing that's weird about that is that she looks really young.
Oh.
Yeah, fucking weird.
How old is this lady?
I don't know, but she looks young, and she's been doing readings for at least, because when she read for one of my friends, it was when we were living together in DC the first time, and that would have been in 2001 or 2. Yeah.
Okay, so in 25 years, no visible change on this woman, or at least nothing's like super.
She looks pretty fucking young. I mean, she looks like she's in her 30s.
I mean, listen, melanin is a crazy thing, but also, yeah, I have a feeling that she made a very specific deal.
Yeah, some Dorian Gray shit going on.
Yeah, I mean, people laugh straight up. That's how some people perform magic, right? A lot of the ways that you'll hear us talk about it on this show, anyway, is a lot more. It's usually more efficient, and it's more, I guess, positive is the only word that I can come up with. But sometimes things are just outside of your ability, and most people will cross that bridge or that gap with deity work, with petitions to the universe, manifestation, things like that. Some people would rather cut the line, and they don't really care how it happens. Especially hiring, like, be very fucking careful who you hire as a practitioner. Because I had a client who will go unnamed that came to me and insisted that she had worked with a different psychic or whoever, which I don't claim the term psychic, but whatever, it's not important. And she wanted this specific guy back, right? Which is very common, unfortunately, in client work. And she asked this lady to do it, and she did, but everything just went to shit, right? And I actually called one of my demonologist friends, shout out Nat, to kind of check on the situation, because, I mean, I was working, I'm on the phone with this woman, and basically what had happened was that the practitioner just found a demon and said, here's what my client wants, can you do it? And didn't really give a shit about the terms past that point. And then you got exactly what you got, right? Mm-hmm. Because there was no due diligence, there was no real care or effort put in. That's why when I still did client work, everything was in writing. Not only what they wanted, but what I was going to do. Because transparency is a huge part of this world and this practice, right? Like, we work in the spiritual realm. People can't see necessarily what we're doing, but they feel its impacts. Like 1,000 dead fucking flies on the ground.
Yeah, I certainly felt that impact. It was gross as shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so that is, I can't wait until we do our DC episode, because it is such a weird area. Like, and, I mean, I would say that the DMV, the metropolitan DC area, mm-hmm. is pretty crazy when it comes to ghosts, but specifically in the city proper, like, there's some old shit there. And I mean, you think about talking about making deals with people, the deals that have gone on in that city, mm-hmm. and the power shifts that have happened in that city.
I'm telling you, man.
So I can't wait to do our DC and the occult episode.
I yearn to do black magic in the Watergate Hotel.
I actually know somebody that lived in the Watergate.
Why?
It's beautiful.
But it's so small.
No, he had like an entire penthouse up in the fucking top level.
Oh shit! I've only ever seen it from the outside. I just always saw it was kind of small and sad, and I thought it was run down.
No. It's very expensive to live there.
Wow, all right.
Yeah, it was my dad's old boss. Yeah.
That's frightening.
Yeah. So, let's see. Do we have any other stories that you want to tell tonight?
I'll have to save them for the next time.
Yeah, we are going to come back and revisit this. We do have a lot. And also, we want to hear from you guys, and we'll probably have some friends of ours too, having a little bit of a powwow with some ghost stories. Let us know which ones you liked, and if you have opinions on what happened, that would be cool too. And yeah, so good night, and get spooky.
Indeed. And remember, kids, don't ever wear white after Labor Day. Do not enter a house you have not been invited into. And when out ghost hunting, good luck.
That was one of the most enjoyable half hours I've ever spent.
Oh, well, Vera, how could you?
Poor Ruth.